Okay. With that, let's move on to the NITRO KART review build. I keep saying review build, but like... I think they say preview build, like... Well, according to this, it's Gold Master. Gold Master, yeah, like... or prototype then, okay. Yeah, so... review build if you want, but prototype or Gold Master, whatever that means. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, so forgive me. So, let's see, I won't bother watching the cutscenes. Although, having said that, I was just thinking, you know, there probably isn't going to be any differences, but, you know, taking that into consideration, you know, there is, according to the twinsanity preview build, that's, at least from memory, if assuming the video I saw wasn't edited, it does seem like there is something going on there where the cutscenes are edited, so, or modified, I should say. But here we are, Crash NITRO KART Gold Master. I don't know if there's going to be any like big or noticeable differences. We don't have all the tracks, we don't have all the characters from the get-go. So yeah, so far, everything seems to be pretty much the same as the final. Yeah, that's all there. Is that here? Let's see. It still takes a bit to load, even on emulator. One thing I was a bit bummed out about with this game is that I wish that you could actually switch and choose the team, what are they called? Well, yeah, like just Team Oxide and Team Trance, I think, or Team Entrance. Am I getting that right? Yeah, because you got these two lads, and they're basically, you know, the leaders or team player of the, you know, of their respective groups. And yeah, it would have been really nice to select them, because, you know, that way it really would have expanded the story. And like I doubt if we got that we would have gotten any kind of like cutscene backstory to kind of show that, but it would have been nice. I feel like they could have done that had they put a bit more time into it. But tis what it is. Yeah, it is a great pity, because just thinking, having that capability of being able to at will switch not just, you know, campaigns from, you know, from the Bandicoots to Team Cortex, but also to be able to switch to yeah, Team Oxide and Team Trance. That would have been nice, because it's one thing to, you know, play as them in the character select in a single player or multiplayer, but to play as them in story mode, yeah, that would have been nice. But well, who knows though? Maybe some kind of a mod could maybe do it, because I have seen character swaps, swapping the bosses, which that too should have made it into the final, I reckon. But yeah, who knows? Maybe ooh, okay, so this is a PAL disc, because I remember going into this on the NTSC version and freaking out like a madman, because I was like, wait, what the fuck? They totally, you know, ditched Oxide, and just all around they just put like Coco in, and I was like, wait, what? What the hell? I can't believe they actually did that. Yeah, that just really took me by surprise. So yeah, I know for a fact right now it's a PAL version of the game. Or, I mean, unless this is an NTSC version of a review build, and in this review build it has Oxide in the loading. Yeah, that's a tricky one, but if I were to guess, I'd say it was the PAL version, because, again, the loading consistency. But alright, let's jump into Inferno Island. So, I don't know, I'm curious if anything has changed in physical gameplay. I doubt visually anything's changed, because so far from what I'm seeing, it really does look like the equivalent of the final. But gameplay physics could be different. Let's see now. Because I remember when I played the demo, that was a very that was surprisingly different. I wasn't expecting it to be as heavy as it was, but No, so far, it does seem like it's just a PAL copy of the final game, which I guess should probably come as no surprise, but never know. There could very well be more changes the more you play the game. Again, I don't want to spend too much time. I'll just do the first world and we'll move on. But still, it's good to cover some form of crash content on the channel, or even if it is preview build coverage. Oops. There we go. Yeah, you know, it's I do stream crash games every now and then, but I should probably, yeah, do more video coverage. Which, you know what, even then, I did make a start. I tried to do some form of crash content in the form of the Crash 4, using the Crash 1 sound font for the soundtrack that at that time wasn't available or wasn't released because, you know, the game hadn't been released yet. So, yeah, it's a good way to get it out there, because, you know, at that point before the game's out, it's not so much rare, but it's just it gets views. Yeah, and I have been curious for a while what I could do with the Crash 1 sound font and how much views would it get if I put out a video or two. And I even said, like, look, if, you know, you guys want me to do more of these, the likes and the comments are really gonna show that, so please do it. And we'll just play it off of that, and you know, it happened. I got views, got likes, comments, and yeah, I did a lot more. And even now, I'm still thinking maybe I should do probably not the whole soundtrack, or at least not yet. But yeah. Okay, so one thing that bugged me about playing through story mode is I wish that you could disable the hints, because that or if you get through the entire game and then replay through either the same character or even a different character for that matter, it would be nice to kind of just, you know, have that option to disable it, turn it off. Because, you know, different character is kind of a different story since it's like a different mask, so fair enough in which case. Yeah, you know, that would have been nice. Actually, you know what, now thinking about it, that really does sadden me to what we could have gotten if we did get Team Oxide and Team Trance, because we would have gotten Velar hints with the Velar mask for those two teams, probably saying the exact same hints since it is the same mask, but still, just imagining Steve Bloom voicing the Velar mask and reading out those lines that are supposed to be said for the hints, it's like, damn, yeah, that would be nice. And it's a shame that Nitro Fuel didn't really take NITRO KART too seriously, because I am so incredibly grateful what we have received. That is enough. But at the same time, I still just can't help but wonder what the game would have been like had they focused more on NITRO KART, implementing as much as they could. Because, you know, it really would have been great had we gotten not just a CTR remake, but also like a full-on NITRO KART remake where they would redo all the pre-rendered cutscenes, you know, touch it up, make it look more modernized, and yeah, it just the potential was there. They could have done it, and I get it. They were trying to only remake the classics, and they only wanted to focus on the Crash games that really made it big. Yeah, and, you know, again, fair enough. It is understandable. You know, when they started to implement NITRO KART elements, I was really starting to get curious just how much were they going to do, and it was bonus that we got the tracks, but like that was a bit. I don't want to say bad, because I'm really grateful that we have it. But at the same time, I feel like because they put the tracks in, that just made the fans want more. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know about you guys, but it really just, it made me want a story mode for NITRO KART, so that way we had both games in this remake. And it would have been nice to have like another game that had more than one remake in the one, albeit only two compared to 3. In that regard, it's interesting to think what Nitro Fuel could have been like if they went a step even further and implemented a remake for Tech Team Racing. So that I'm not really too fussed about. I mean, I grew up playing that game, so you can imagine my delight. But I understand that those tracks weren't exactly built for the NITRO KART and Team Racing physics, so yeah, I understand in that regard. But yeah, I guess it's always there for modders to do, you know, to answer that curiosity. Because imagine that, like NITRO KART or Team Racing having a mod implementing Tag Team Racing's tracks, you know, or even nitro fueled, probably more so nitro fueled. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting, I reckon. Because I don't believe anyone has covered any kind of mod like that, at least to my knowledge. But yeah, that would be interesting. Is it gonna protect her? And see. Oh my god! It didn't protect her. That was supposed to protect her. Because, you know, we're a team, you know? Teammates aren't supposed to get hurt by your other teammates, or what's the kid? What happened there? Maybe that's a review build difference, or it's maybe specific to objects that have a timer to it? I don't know, that's strange. I'm actually gonna try that again, because I'm curious if it was like a one-off, or if we have found our first difference with the review version. Okay, here we go. Get a bit closer. See, that's what I mean. She avoided that. Although, to be fair, what should have happened is she should have had the Aku Aku mask. Yeah, I'm doing a horrible job. Okay, I'll try it from here. There we go. Yeah, okay, so that is working, so okay, maybe it was a one-off then. Yeah, it's a real shame that they ditched this, the anti-grav for nitro fueled. And again, it's like, I understand they were focusing more so on CTR's remake. It wasn't meant to be like a NITRO KART remake as well. And that's what I mean, it's like, I am truly grateful that we have received at least a take on NITRO KART's tracks. Even if it is without the anti-grav, that is more than enough. But like I said, I think by having the tracks, even if it is a little bit remixed to not have the anti-grav sections, it just, to me anyway, it's like, oh man, that suggests that maybe we could get a story eventually. But you know what I mean. So yeah, that is. It's tricky. I don't know, maybe modders eventually could pull something freaking insane and do something like that, I don't know. Yeah, these cutscenes don't look different. It really is like a review version. Alright, good old Krunk here. Let's do it. I remember seeing the GBA version. I was very surprised to see the bosses were not in their own cart. Instead, they were in the well, they changed it. They had like the yellow one instead, because they had like a green cart for the Entrance team, and they have a yellow and green looking cart for Oxide's team, and I was a bit surprised to see that they used that for the bosses. But the reason I felt this way at first was because this was back before I had unlocked Velar at the end of the game. It was only till after I unlocked him I was like, ah, okay, that makes more sense now why they did that. But given they did the Velar mask for the Entrance team, that makes me wonder why they changed the cart but kept the mask. Like, I mean, I get why, but it's interesting that they changed the cart when it's still supposed to be, you know, they're still part of Velar's team all around. You know, all around Velar still is in charge. You know, it's almost like watching them with that mask, which again is like a missed opportunity. You know, the potential was there. They could have had a kind of interesting backstory, even if it was small. You know, something to kind of have a little behind the scenes of what went on in those two teams with the characters that were brainwashed. Because, you know, I didn't know for the longest time that Pura was part of the Bandicoot team. Yeah, okay, so I was gonna pay attention to see if the boss speed was faster, but from what I could tell, I couldn't tell. What am I saying? And I'm not sure if that's just because I was power sliding around the whole course the whole time, or if the bosses were in this build the equivalent of any normal kart. I doubt it's the latter though, because again, I think this really is just a review version of the game, or Gold Master as it's called. But I'm gonna go back in. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but I'm just curious to know. Okay, so let's. Yeah, okay, that's better. What about the upgrades? Yep, he's got that too. Cool. Yeah, that's all I wanted to see. Yeah, let me know if you guys found any differences, because like I definitely haven't. Not even anything small. Well, I guess there was that Kirker thing where I hit her with the TNT, but I was surprised that did damage. I thought for sure that Aku Mask would have saved her, but guess not. It seems like that could be in the final as well, because it did protect her for other power-ups, so yeah, this also looks the same. See, even this, they included this as well in Nitro Fueled, and I was really surprised to see just how much they did, and it's like, again, it really just gave me the impression that they, at one point, were actually heavily considering the story implementation, and that would have been amazing. That really would have been. Because I can picture them. I can picture them actually going all the way and not only remaking the story, but also enhancing it and adding to it. You know, having a story for, again, even if it's small, having a story for Team Oxide and Team Trance to like explain how they got, where they were when Crash and Cortex got sucked into the daylight or whatever. Yeah, you know, just explain their take on it ultimately. Have some cutscenes behind the scenes where they're kind of just talking amongst themselves, or have a cutscene where they're talking with Veeler and he's like, you know,
do you accept my challenge? You are my plaything. How embarrassing for you. Come now, on to the first world, Terra!
It's hard to believe that he did not only Velo in this game, but he did fucking Crash. He did the main character. He did Crash Bandicoot in this game. Yeah, I'm sure that they were restricted to the budget they had. Anyway, that was the NITRO KART Gold Master build. Again, let me know if you saw any differences or anything that I didn't notice. And yeah,